A quick look in the side cover hole over here on this side. Looking at that gear, you can see the two teeth that are marked. That's the two teeth that will line up. Now let's get to it. Let's just talk about some stuff here. This McCormick-Deering the baling war engine. Let's just talk about this some kind of going backwards to catch up. A couple of videos ago, I actually installed the engine side case on the other side, and I mistakenly deleted a 10-minute section of the video installing that housing. We'll get over to the engine in a little bit. So what I will do is we'll just go through installing this side and catch us up there. But there is a 10-minute section that's not going to be in here. One of the things that I neglected to pinpoint, let's say, is the pins that goes in the side covers. The two on the governor side of the engine are identical. And when you put the micrometer on them, they will be 300, let's just do it, 310 thousandths will be the size of those dowel pins. And they are, measured them long ways yonder, they are 7/8 inches long. The two on the timing side, one of them will be the 7/8 inch long, and the other one will be 1 1/4 inch long. You'll need one of those, 3 of the other ones in the dowel pins. They are a press fit into the housing, and they do protrude in the back like 3/8 of an inch or more. And in order to set this one level with straight with the side cover, if you would want to do that, it's actually a little bit more, like 7/16. And this one I will well, let's just do it while we're here. To make it easy, and if that was not an asset to just general stop oil seepage, these covers, these side plates do not get a gasket here. The instruction manual said nothing was required. I'm sure the older mechanics would have used maybe an Indian head shellac on there. And I do have some here in the shop, but I elect to use the Permatex number 2, the one that does not set hard. And one of the things, if you're going to paint your engine, one of the problems you'll have is when you put this bearing in here. Let's get the right one on the bottom that don't have no hole in it. When you put this bearing in here, and I'm talking about a really good nice engine, you will get some oil seepage between the bearing flange in this housing. It actually seeps between the outside of this right here, especially if you are using cleaned up parts. But what I do to stop that seepage is, and let's use some gasola here. Let's just put a little bit right in there. And that right there is enough for both sides. And I tend to like to put it towards the rear. A little bit of gasola, and just wipe it around the inside of that right there. Or it only needs to be that much. And then you would put the bearing in there like that. And what you're doing is you are sealing. This is one here goes in the top with the hole. And observe that that hole is cut long enough to the front to where you actually get the grease in there. With the gasola, the gasket sealer, whatever type you're using, but do not use silicone. But I put that in there, and I put that up there like that. And what this is for is to stop. It serves two functions. It's to stop the oil seepage. Clean up as you go. Don't make no mess. The oil seepage between the bearing and the housing, and it also locks. It locks this Babbitt bearing in place so that when we do get to assembling the crankshaft in here, the bearing won't be falling out of the housing. And we will get to that, and you'll see what I'm talking about if you're not familiar with that. If you only have one of these McCormick-Deering M engines, then this is something right here you probably will not know. On this side here, you will find three. This is the thick shim. That's the shim that aligns the Babbitt bearing into the housing and holds it secure. And then the thinner shims are the one that you adjust the tightness with. But you will find, if you've only got one of these engines, this is stuff you probably will never encounter. But it's kind of trivial in what it is. But it's a really, really good tip I'm going to tote to you. It's time to move up a little bit closer and take note. Now this is the three examples that will be available for this governor side crankcase cover. You have, and they're pairs. Okay, and if I can show you here. If you line everything up, these two right here are, now these are factory, they've not been modified in any way. These two right here are shorter than these four. You only need two per engine. But it's like 1/8 of an inch shorter. 1/8 almost exactly. Of these two right here. You will find these in there. Okay. And these right here, all four of these are the same length, but, now this is factory, these two right here was nipped off on the corner. And when you have your engine disassembled, that is, if you can see that, it's, well, from the width down here, it's about 5/16, let's say, maybe 3/16 down, and then it's nipped off the corner. Let's get on to, well, let's bolt this together and set it aside, and we'll get on with this show. And all I'm going to do here is, I have to put, and that's another thing, the reason I brought this to your attention is if you have the opportunity, secure yourself two of the long ones that are not unnipped, two like this right here to use, and set these aside, and you would use these to align your bushings out here on the workbench, and it'll make life easier later. Just bolt all this together, line it everything up, and just, leave it till tomorrow, and you'll be ready to use it. Okay, you get the gist of it, so it's probably a good time to take a break and continue this. Another question that's going to arise, I'll just leave it with you, is did these engines come from the factory with a lock washer right here? I'll just leave you with that question. To be continued.